Hey Uniques! Welcome back to my channel where we're all uniquely made, featuring Uniquely Mo. Hey guys, I know, it's really been a minute. It's been a minute since I have done a video or anything of that sort. Yeah, things just have not been going the way that it should. With that being said, I have fallen off of posting videos every Sunday. So, I'm here now, and for this video, we're gonna be talking about facing adversities. So when we say facing adversities, I'm gonna speak about myself, my experiences, and just all the adversities that I have had to, overcome. I'm going to speak about those, and I guess you guys will get to know me a little bit. So I grew up with Jamaican parents. You basically have to say I'm Jamaican. I was born in the US, however, I grew up in Jamaica. So, for me, I and my siblings, we all traveled back and forth between the US and Jamaica quite often because, we were born in the United States. So, it wasn't that bad, traveling back and forth or whatever the cases may be. As most people, we all have gone through stuff. We all have seen our parents go through stuff, whether it's just not having food or not having the funds to even go to school and stuff like that. So that's a few stuff that I have experienced growing up younger. There were days we wouldn't have the means and the ways to go about each day. But I must have to say one thing, my parents, they did everything that they could to ensure that we were always comfortable. So whether it was them putting themselves to the side and maybe we just had meals to just feed the kids and not the parents, I would say they did those things to just ensure that we were always good. My dad, he would always make sure that we're good. He always made sure that we were never, lacking of anything. He always went above and beyond to just make sure that we were never lacking anything. And I really have to give that to him, and I really have to give it to my mom for just always being there to support. So that's just a little going back and forth between Jamaica and the US. So there's something that I would say that I've never really sat to speak with anyone about. Never really I think went into details with even my parents or whatever the case may be in regards to this. So I would say that maybe them watching this video right now, they would be a little shocked. Not that I haven't said anything about it, but I'm just gonna reiterate it again. Something that I've never really spoken about, and I think I'm at the point where I'm super comfortable to speak about it. So in the midst of us traveling back and forth and things of that sort, I have experienced we would say a lot of people would still say it's rape, but it was never to the point where I was you would say penetration happened. So whenever I would travel back and forth or whatever, I would stay with my grandmother. So like, I don't want to get too much into details in regards to like my grandmother part of it, but she was dating this guy and he made it his point of duty to just try to just use his hands to touch us in places that he shouldn't. So you can say that's a form of molestation. I would speak on my own experience. The nights or whenever no one was around, like he would just find me and yeah, he would use his hands and he would put his hands in places that it should not be. With that, I guess back then I knew that it wasn't right, but at the same time I didn't say anything about it until like maybe recently or something of that sort. So like I knew it wasn't right, but I just felt like maybe if I had said something, I may would losing words. I just felt like maybe if I said something, it would be in the sense where I would be told that maybe I was doing something for that to even happen. So I think that was like one of the reasons for me back then why I never really said anything about it. And I feel like with that situation, it led to just when the dating scene came around, it just led to just not picking, I would say not choosing the right men to date, I guess. I think like with past relationships or dating or anything like that, I just felt like I knew my worth, but when it came to like dating or being in that relationship, it was like I, took some things that me as a person, like I knew on a regular basis that's not something I would ever let someone, do or not do, in a sense of just like the disrespect and certain things that would happen. So I guess I wasn't choosing the right men to date with just what I have experienced in the past. I always just felt like I wasn't good enough because of that situation, and because that happened to me, I just felt like, I wasn't good enough, and I guess me just feeling like I wasn't good enough, that betrayed with the men that I would date or be in a relationship or whatever the case may be. So that was a bit difficult, but I would say that I have truly just learned from that situation. I have learned, I prayed, and I just know that I am worth everything. And I'm saying this and I'm speaking about this for others out there. Like, I'm speaking about this in the sense where to encourage maybe someone else that has been through something similar, or if you're just feeling like, hey, like you're not enough, like you feel like you're not good enough, or even somebody you may be dating that have you feeling like, like your crown is slipping or whatever the case may be. Like, me speaking about this is just saying like, hey, like you are enough. You are destined to have everything that you desire. Don't stay or sit in a situation because you just feel like there's not better out there, or you just feel comfortable, or you just feel like, hey, like I'm gonna leave this situation and then I'm gonna go into another situation that's going to be the same thing. So why go and try to be in another situation when I could just stick to the evil that I know? I personally would say don't stick to the evil that you know, because I know for a fact that for every one of us, there is somebody out there that will treat you the way that you want to be treated, right? There is somebody out there for all of us that will treat us the way that we want to be treated, and that will do things that we desire. So never settle for less than you deserve. Never settle for, these little things that, men will try to do. And that's not of good effort, they're not being loyal, but you're staying, things of that sort. Never let your crown slip for these men. You know your worth, and someone out there will treat you according to what you're worth, for sure. And I know that for a fact. So I'm telling you guys the same thing. That's why I'm speaking about my situation. It's just so that I could be, maybe me speaking about it could make you, do some things that you've been meaning to do, but you've been scared because of change, and you've been scared because of so many different things. Maybe me speaking about my adversities and the things that I've gone through will just allow you to just press and move forward. So this is what this really is. From that experience, I have grown. I have come to know my worth. I know what I'm not gonna tolerate. I know how I'm supposed to be treated and everything of that sort. So though that situation happened to me, by the grace of God, by the grace of just believing and praying, I have, I've come out of that situation. Since that time, I've been through a lot. I've been through just, living with family, and you're not feeling, and I'm not feeling, as loved as how they would love their kids that were around. Because my parents were in Jamaica, so it was just a situation where I never really felt loved. And there's just, I have been through situations of being homeless in 2020, in the middle of the pandemic, because the pandemic has just started. My grandmother had decided that she wasn't going to renew her lease, so that left me and my sister with nowhere to go. And this was like the beginning of 2020, the pandemic, nothing's really going on. Jobs have, let people go for the time being, and everything of that sort. And that's like really the time where like me and my sister, we became homeless. So I do have two good friends, and those two good friends, they took me in, and they made me feel comfortable throughout being in the pandemic, throughout staying with them for a little bit while, I tried to figure stuff out. My sister tried to figure stuff out to see what our next step would be. So I would say from about March of 2020 to July, we were homeless. We were trying to get life together. We were trying to figure things out. And from that situation, by July of 2020, my sister and I, we were moving into an apartment. We were able to buy the furniture that we needed for the apartment, and we became comfortable. We were able to have somewhere that we could stay, we could sleep, and we could just be comfortable. And everything was just by the grace of God. Because I know at that time, like, we really felt like, it's a pandemic, no jobs, like, what are we really gonna do? Because I wasn't working. I didn't start working. I was like not working from January to April. So it was a lot. It was a lot, but by God, with God, by the grace of God, we were able to take ourselves out of, me staying with my friends and my sister staying with her friends, and we were just able to come together and, live under the same roof. And with that, things started to pick up. We were able to get our other sister that was staying in Jamaica, and she came up, and we were just all living together and figuring out life. And from there, it gave me the opportunity where I was able to move to New York. And I must say, moving to New York really, really helped me. Moving to New York really put me in a position where I was able to provide for my parents in Jamaica. think like I'm super grateful, because when it came time to like, you know, make that move and say, hey, like I'm moving to New York, I was very iffy. I was just very scared because it's a change. Like, I've only known Florida other than Jamaica, and it was a big change for me. But I moved to New York. I was able to obtain a very good job. In that job, I got a promotion. I had staff that I managed, and it has really just helped me with growth. Like I was just growing, and despite the little stuff that may have been happening like around me, like I was growing. Like I was really growing. I was really, you know, being able to provide more for my family, being able to do more for myself, because yeah, it was a point where I was just able to start taking care of myself the way that I wanted to take care of myself, start doing things that I wanted to do for myself, and it was just amazing. It was just amazing, and I'm still growing. I'm still learning. There's so much for me to still even learn up to this day, but I'm a firm believer in God. I'm a firm believer in what is for you will be for you, and I'm a firm believer in God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And when I say that, like, you may be looking at your situation and you may be just thinking like, oh my God, it is so bad. But your situation that you're going through, because of where God is going to put you, there are some situations that you're going to go through that it's just going to seem like it's the end of the world. But it's really not the end of the world. It's just God preparing you mentally, physically for that next step in your life. Because what would it look like if He put you in a situation where you're not ready for it? He puts you in a situation where you're not even strong enough to be in that situation. So that's how I look at things. All of the adversities that I have had to face in life, I look at it as God taking me another step further in that direction that I want to go, or where He wants me to be. So it doesn't matter your situation, doesn't matter what you're going through. You just have to know that you have to go through that situation in order to prepare yourself for where you're going next. So never stress, never worry. What you put out into the universe is what you get. So if you're putting negativity out into the universe, that's what's gonna come your way. And I've seen that. They say life and death lies in the power of your tongue, and it is so true. So regardless of whatever it is you're going through, just look and just tell yourself like, hey, like, things will be better. Things are already better. And you will see that things will start to get better. And when God moves, there's nothing that can stop it. When God decides that He wants to move in your life, there is nothing that's going to stop that. So you just have to just go through your situation, just as how I have had to go through all of the situations that I've been through, all the adversities that I've been through and still going through. Because a lot of people may see me or my family and they may think like, like they just have it all together. Like, there's a lot of people that are just envy over me and my siblings, and they envy like what they see, the things that God is doing for us. That's what they envy us over. And it's just like, there's no need to envy us, because at the end of the day, like, just as how we want to win, the people around us, we want them to win the same way that we want to win for ourselves. We're never in any competition with anybody. We just want, to do the best that we can for ourselves, and we want everyone else to like do the best that they can for themselves, receive the best in everything that they do for themselves as get a lot of envy, we get a lot of hate, we get a lot of, people talking down on us, because that's something that happens so much. By now, I should have been pregnant. I haven't had a child. I haven't had an abortion. I haven't had to do any of that because it's just not my time. I should have been pregnant when I was younger. I wasn't gonna make it anymore in life. What else that kid said? Like, they really wished some bad things on us, but like, if God favors you, if God be for you, who can be against you? And that's just how we look at things. So we don't listen to the naysayers, and we don't let what they do or say bothers us. We just know what we want. We know that God is working for us, and we just keep it moving. So yeah. So it's like, whatever that adversity is that you're going through, know that things will get better. This is what this video is about. Like, know that things will get better for sure. You don't have to worry. You don't have to do any of that. Even if the situation seems to be the hardest, you will get through it. I have had days where I have had $0 to my name. I can't buy food. I can't even go to work. I don't know how I'm going to work. I'll be at work and I don't even know how I'm going home because I have $0 to my name. And every single time, God has touched somebody or something and money comes my way. I've had people just give me money randomly and they didn't even know that I didn't have any money for food. I have had bonuses from jobs hit my account during times where I had no money. So who could it be but God? So that's what I'm saying. Like, when things seem hard and it seems like there is no way, know that there is a way. There is a way, point blank period, regardless of what that situation is. So, it's not, this video wasn't one of the funny videos where I may have had one of my sisters with me or anything of that sort. This video was really just me sitting and just talking about adversities and just trying to encourage someone to just not give up. Don't give up because that situation seems hard. I know it may be hard, but you can make it through. And that's just it. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being unique. And when I say unique, I use unique. I've been using unique, the word unique, for many, many years now because I truly believe that I'm unique. So just as how I'm unique, you're unique. So just continue to stay unique, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.